Essex's Ravi Bopara shone like a beacon on the second day of the LV County Championship match at the Swalex Stadium in Cardiff, producing a superb innings while all around him struggled. Essex had bowled well on the first day, dismissing host Glamorgan for 231, but they had to resume themselves on 10 for 2 in reply, and that soon became 25 for 3, when Jake Mickleborough was another to be defeated by Michael Hogan's in-swing, which brought him an LBW and a third wicket. Much of the morning was a war of attrition. Bopara was there from the start, but was happy to take his time to bed in. He'd been joined by Mark Pettini at the loss of Mickleborough's wicket, and this pair really took their time. The game had moved on at a pace with 12 wickets falling on the opening day, and so they had bags of time to get set against a well-disciplined Glamorgan attack, which gave the two batsmen very little to hit. It's good to see that sessions such as this still exist in the current culture. The two batted through to lunch, and it took something rather special to break the stand as Stuart Walters dived forward and left to cling on to a stunning slip catch to remove Pettini for 28. He and Bopara had added 61 in 27 overs for the fourth wicket, but the pace did start to pick up once that Ben Foakes arrived at the crease. Much was expected of the 20-year-old when he made his second 11 debut for Essex at the age of just 15. He's yet to kick on this season, having been given a regular place in the middle order, but he brightened up proceedings for a while here with some decent-looking strokes. Bopara, meanwhile, had gone about his business in a calm, professional and very solid manner. It took him 139 balls to reach his 50, but having done the hard work, he too started to get on with things a little more in the afternoon. He was outshone last week by Joe Root in the England Lions game up in Leicester, and had little time to impress those at the top of the English game because of the awful weather. Here he began to look back to his best, and Bopara at his best is a very pleasant thing to watch, unless you happen to be bowling to him. He is one player who looks to have learned much from the old-fashioned coaching manual. His partnership with Foakes was worth 83, made in 19 overs, and was ended when Foakes tried to attack Dean Koska, but edged to Jim Allenby after making 38. The game was still in the balance, with Essex on 169 for 5, 62 runs behind, and had Bopara been given out LBW here on 74, then the Welshman would have had the edge. Only the umpire knows what this was missing. Still, when, on the stroke of tea, Greg Smith nicked a pull off Michael Reed behind, Essex were on 182 for 6, still 49 runs adrift. Needless to say, the next partnership was going to be a significant one, with James Foster now joining Bopara, with the informed Graham Napier waiting in the wings. He was left waiting for a while too, as Essex now started to move ahead of their opponents. Bopara was the key to any lead, of course, and he was going to have to push on from here with 3 figures under his belt. It had been tough, very tough at the start, but like all classy players, he'd battled through the difficult moments to be rewarded with 100, the 23rd of his career, of 204 balls, an innings including 14 boundaries. Those in attendance were now treated to the best batting display of the match so far. Bathed in the South Wales sunshine, both Bopara and Foster played some terrific shots as the runs started to come at a very good rate, meaning the dirge of the morning session was very much a thing of the past. These two batsmen have a wealth of experience, of course, and that showed as they picked off a number of crunching boundaries as they moved their side well ahead in an important fixture. Both sides were trying to put recent surprising defeats to Lancashire behind them. This pair put on 91 in 20 overs, the last 10 against the second new ball, but then Foster gave Hogan his 5th wicket with an edge behind. It was Hogan's best effort of the season. Bopara deserved to see out the day as he moved into the 140s with a wonderful pulled 6 off Hogan, who's impressed in his short time with Glamorgan. He left it to Graham Wagg to finish off Bopara's immense innings on 145 half an hour before stumps were drawn. Unsurprisingly tired, he pulled a short and wide delivery back onto his stumps. Glamorgan now needed to finish off the Essex innings to limit the damage, and they were aided by Allenby, who trapped Tim Phillips in front for a duck. But no other county possesses a man like Napier in at number 9. Already with a ton and 350s to his name this summer, he did what people nowadays expect of him, and that's hitting big sixes. Quite how he does it, only he knows. He even manages to hit sixes to balls which are simply not there to do that. He scored all of the runs of an unbroken 39-run partnership which came in the last 20 balls of the day. Anybody remember the morning? And thanks to Napier, Essex ended the day on 343 for 9, just 7 away from a fourth batting bonus point. They wouldn't have expected that at 182 for 6 at tea. 161 runs had come in 33 overs after that. So moving into day 3, Essex lead by 112, with Napier still there on 41.